Hello?
Miss Lestico, guess what time it is?
What time?
It's time for math!
Yay!
Hey, first grade, welcome to math.
That's right. We have another few days of measurement left in this unit.
That's right. Miss Lestico, what's our target today?
Well, our target today says I can use non-standard measurement to estimate and measure objects.
Estimate?
I am noticing there's a new word in our target.
Estimate.
What does estimate mean, Miss Lime?
I don't know, Miss Lestico. What
What
does it mean?
Well, I think when we estimate the length or width of an object, it means that we make a guess. Just like in science, we use hypotheses to guess what's going to happen. In math, we use estimates to guess how long something might be.
And I'm going to guess that, like science, when we were talking about a hypothesis, when we're using the word estimate in math, we need to make a guess that makes sense. I don't want to say something that's really silly because I'm like, oh, this will be really funny. It's important when we estimate, Miss Lesko, to estimate something that makes sense, right?
That's right. So it has to be a good guess or as accurate as you can be.
That's right. So if I was going to measure how tall Miss Lestico is, it wouldn't make sense for me to say, oh, I think she's 1,000,000 pencils tall.
Oh, that's true. Or
that is
2.
silly. Right, or 2, because I can see Miss Lesko is clearly taller than 2 pencils.
Well, should we practice estimating some different lengths?
Oh, I think we should.
All right, I'm going to estimate the length of this remote using these little erasers that we have. Well, the first step that I have to do when estimating how long something might be is kind of line it up to the object and see how long my unit of non-standard measurement is compared to what I'm measuring. And I can see that this little eraser is pretty small compared to my remote. So I know I might need a few, definitely more than 2 or 3, but probably less than 15 or 10 in order to measure this remote. Something that you can do is kind of use your fingers to help you guess how many it might take. So I know that this is about the length of my hand. And so if I guessed how many hands I was placing down, I could see I placed down about 6 hands. And so this remote is probably going to be about 6 erasers long. Well, now to check if my estimate is correct, I can go ahead and measure this remote. So I'm making sure that I'm starting at the beginning of my object. Oh, my erasers are touching. They're not overlapping, they're not gapping, but they are touching end to end. And I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going all the way to the end of the remote in order to make sure that I'm measuring the full length. And it's in a straight line. It's not going up, it's not going down, it's straight across. Well, let's see if my estimate was correct. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 erasers in order to measure the length of this remote. So my estimate was correct. This remote is 6 erasers long.
Okay, now it's my turn. I have this Post-it note, and I'm going to measure with the same non-standard unit these flower erasers. Now, the first thing I need to do is make an estimate, or guess how many erasers long do I think that this Post-it note is going to be. Well, the Post-it note is definitely smaller than that control. I estimate it's going to take 4 erasers. So I'm ready to start measuring. I think it's going to take 4 erasers. So I'm going to start my erasers at the very end of the Post-it note, making sure all of these erasers are the exact same size. They're end to end, they're not overlapping, and there are no gaps. Okay, let me look and see. Oh, my estimate was not correct. This Post-it note is actually only 3 erasers. But was my estimate close? Yeah. I don't go back and change my estimate. It's okay if it's wrong, because when I'm estimating, I don't know the answer. So I'm just making a good guess. So my estimate was 4 erasers, but really when I measure, it was 3 erasers long.
All right, next I'm going to use my same type of non-standard measurement, the erasers, to measure this pencil. Well, first I have to make an estimate. How long do I think this pencil is? And so looking at how small my eraser is compared to my pencil, well, I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of erasers, probably more than 5. Maybe there's 8 erasers. I can see there being 8. All right, so now we have to go ahead and measure and see if my estimate of 8 is correct. I'm starting at the very beginning, making sure that they're touching, no gaps, no overlapping, all in a straight line across from beginning to end. Now, let's see if my estimate was correct. All right, this pencil is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 erasers long. I was 2 off of my estimate, but that's okay because I just took a guess of how close I thought it was, and I was pretty close.
Okay, I'm ready to estimate one more time. Now, I'm noticing right away, this popsicle stick is basically the same size as this pencil. So I'm going to base my estimate off of what I know the pencil was. Let's see. The pencil was 6 erasers long. So that's going to be my guess or my estimate. I estimate that this popsicle stick is going to be 6 erasers long. So it's okay when I estimate to use things that I know. All right, we made sure all of my erasers are the same size. They're end to end of what I'm measuring and they're touching with no gaps. Let's see how long this popsicle stick really is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My estimate was correct. This popsicle stick is 6 erasers long. So sometimes when I estimate, it's going to be correct. Sometimes it's not going to be correct, and that's okay. It's your turn.
On Seesaw, you're going to have some objects lined up next to something to measure. Your first job is to estimate how long do you think that object is. And then in the next box, you are going to go ahead and actually measure it and tell if your estimate was correct or not correct.
We can't wait to see all of the great estimates and measuring you do. And of course, when you're done, don't forget to click that green check mark.
Good luck.